Hello Unterstelle everyone, welcome to class 11 biology. In this video we are going to discuss about factors affecting photosynthesis. This video is going to be the final video of the chapter 13 photosynthesis and higher plants. Thereafter we are going to start a new chapter. Okay, so 13 also kharga jangre factors affecting photosynthesis kana jayenda. Okay, so what are the factors that affects photosynthesis? Rate of photosynthesis or the speed of photosynthesis, it determines the yield of the plant. And the rate of photosynthesis is affected by many factors. Factor mango shuje geni photosynthesis ki speed la khewa sugor. And factor the design na yawa cheshar. Internal factors na external factors. Internal factors na la khar khar yore number, size, age, and orientation of leaves. Loma la rali ro. Loma na lo yugyo mesophyll cell la rali re. Mesophyll cell na lo yugyo ki chloroplast ki thanga la rali. The internal factor chikcha swa dene kharla internal carbon dioxide concentration plant khurang gi subu nanglo la plant khurang gi cell dige nanglo la carbon dioxide gi concentration la rate of photosynthesis la warda. And then amount of chlorophyll chloroplast nalo yogo gi chlorophyll gi mangnule ra ligor photosynthesis ki jokte de dige gang dige sama kharla ra li la na plant khurang gi regular ra ligro the genetic disposition, right, genes of the plant that plays a significant role in the rate of photosynthesis. So these are internal factors, but mainly we are going to study about external factors as given in your textbook. External factors which affects the rate of photosynthesis. The external factors the availability of sunlight, temperature, carbon dioxide concentration in the air, and water. Dige sama khare external factors re. So external factors she dise uchung so factors affecting photosynthesis na nga khare re light, carbon dioxide concentration che, temperature che, and water. So nga de khar to factor mangbu shu chi gi ani photosynthesis ki rate la effect chi do. The rate mangbu shu chi gi effect chi gyo ge chemical reaction chi yo bi ba na. De la law ke chimbu ko so go di khare la na Blackman's law of limiting factors. Blackman's law of limiting factors nala khari la yore isi chemical process chik the law ro isi chemical process chik factor chik le manga gi effect chik yobi mana ro ni chemical process ti gi rate jo maro jokse jo ro the factor khandi gi determine chik thu re la wi bana the factor which is nearest to its minimal value factor orangi minimal value gi thile yo jo maro odi gi ani rate of reaction dila khawa sugre la shukche shu tu res. Right? And it is the factor which directly affects the process if its quantity is changed. Factor de la yuatis tang wi mana ani nga zu kha che tu re chemical process di yuatang tu or. The Blackman's law of limiting factor reda. Di kira zu definition di go zu or. Di loktem na rane tu ngyor da. So kira zu loktem na le teshe ni gita da teshe kya so adina ma. Okay, so kisi deshe di kira ni deshe jane se chung me wi mana you can take this example which is also given in your textbook. It says, for example, in order to understand Blackman's law of limiting factor, there is an example given over here. Right? For example, despite the presence of green leaf, which means chloroplast yore, chlorophyll yore, sama yorwa. Despite the presence of green leaf, optimal light nime yore, carbon dioxide concentration ge bebel hulu yore. The plant may not photosynthesize if the temperature is very low. The factor mangbu shuj to di para de factor shiril has to green leaf, optimal light, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature. The dige shin nanglo ne photosynthesis la kewa shuk chishu su tang so rate of photosynthesis la kewa shuk chishu su tang tu la na temperature ki tang tu the limiting factor chart. Temperature becomes the limiting factor over here. According to Blackman's law of limiting factor, temperature is the limiting factor in this particular case. Green leaf yore, light ge optimum yore, carbon dioxide ge ya tha jo yore, in a plant photosynthesis kharchin chetu go mare la wi mana photosynthesis la ke shuk su de gor la na temperature ge de gor khachin na temperature is very low, so it is at its minimal value. The zambala temperature becomes the limiting factor. So that is what Blackman's law of limiting factor states. And the temperature lo yuwa tis tang wa yin bai na temperature tis ya thor tang wa yin bai na and kharchi re the leaf will start photosynthesizing. So kira Blackman's law of limiting factor the law example the law da Blackman's law of limiting factor ya tha ju ko su so diche tang azu remention ta yanda light. So light It is a factor which affects photosynthesis, rate of photosynthesis like hewa sugres. Now, at low light intensities, the graph the latan itishe kya you see light intensity low into zambala. Photosynthesis ki rate of photosynthesis ta ani light mangnula ani khare re kuni relationship dikharala na linear re. Linear lana khala ore light maur tang du zambala photosynthesis ki speed jorwa jor. The graph the kharsho chi gore graph lo thoe di pe khechambur da light maur du zambala sra. Light dinechin gozu ni dus pha du zambala. When the intensity of the light increases, the intensity of the light or the incident light increases, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. So therefore we are getting this particular graph the ragdwa. Kisi intensity more drop in bana light intensity more drop in bana, then what happens? Right, the rate of photosynthesis it ceases to increase. The dil hal ya dusinde se phar do mindo o kharchi do. Taper of chaswa o stable cha do do, it becomes stable. The khachin chi go re law in bana, it does not show further increase because the other factors shimba yora, the temperature yore, light yore, sama yora, light like kharsa, carbon dioxide concentration, water availability, sama kharcha or other factors they become limiting factors. Shimba those limiting factors chadu. The nime yo kera khazu mama tene ro photosynthesis rate par degree la yomar. Ro the khachin rela women after some time, right, increase in light intensity won't increase the photosynthesis rate because other factors they become limiting. Okay, so dilar. And moreover, right, light saturation, the light saturation lana khala ore, the amount of light at which the photosynthesis rate becomes maximum, that is called as the light saturation. Amount of light at which the photosynthesis rate becomes maximum, that is called as the light saturation. The light saturation rate. So light saturation occurs at 10% of the full sunlight. Nimegi yue di direct po wache roa. Ani nimegi yue di direct po yo di kisi gaji chuma du mewe imane roa. Ni plant ki photosynthesis full speed la chedu wor. Seo chungso. Ta di indu zamba la nature nanglo la. In nature, light is rarely a limiting factor. Light la di limiting factor chago mar. Khajin chago mar la na nime yue ya tangju rago ra plant sangma la bebe lulu rago. Nime yue ki gaji chu rane ke plant ki khar chetu wor. Photosynthesis full speed ka chetu wor. So unless a plant is growing in a shaded area or in a dark room, light la di khatu ne photosynthesis rate la effect chinge ki limiting factor chago mar. Even though it affects the rate of photosynthesis, but it is rarely a limiting factor. So light ka jigang la graph dikhna so seu jayar da. Okay, diche. The next carbon dioxide concentration. Air na lo yogi carbon dioxide concentration. Now this is the major limiting factor for photosynthesis rate. Plant ki photosynthesis ki speed jo marwe. Dil effect shuk shishu tenge dikhare la wim na carbon dioxide concentration chadu wor. Di khachin re la wim na in atmosphere carbon dioxide concentration is very low. You must have studied in your lower classes the atmospheric gas concentration. Carbon dioxide khazu yore, oxygen 21%, nitrogen 70 something percent. And carbon dioxide la be nyuro khazure 0.03 to 0.04%, which is very low. Lungam nanglo yo carbon dioxide ki mangyu joro ati be nyur. Di ndu zambala carbon dioxide becomes a major limiting factor for photosynthesis. Ani isi nganzu gi lungam nanglo yo carbon dioxide di maur tangwa yimba ne. The photosynthesis rate it increases. Carbon dioxide fixation la wimena khala ore photosynthesis la worda. So carbon dioxide fixation or photosynthesis speed it increases up to 0.05%. Kisi 0.05% de mang atang wimena carbon dioxide concentration mang rutang wimena, it does not increase the rate of photosynthesis. Tadunyo ke ya ginyanga. Seu chungso iche. Tang azu plant la rig manta ni yo. Plant la rig manta ni yo C3 plant the C4 plant. C3 plant the C4 plant yodu zambala ta penishine day lana kharila so C3 plant. Tomato and bell peppers shimla mirch tenzo ke khare C3 plant re. Ni C4 plant ki example yaksho khare mage. Khonzu para ta wehim bai na. These plants they respond differently to carbon dioxide concentration changes, but only when the high light intensity is available. Nime yo shuk chumbu shu jiyo wima na, yo shuk chumbu shu jiyo wima na, ani C3 plant, the C4 plant ni ki para gi, ani carbon dioxide concentration la respond che gi nyuba jo marwe, ki manta thuyo war. Ki khandes re la wima na, kisi light intensity yaad khajo yo wima na, C4 plant it shows saturation lana khare. It becomes the photosynthesis rate becomes maximum at about 360 microliters per liter. Carbon dioxide mangnu digamsla 360 la khachi wore photosynthesis rate highest chart war speed kyokshe chart war seo chung so carbon dioxide concentration la war tha in a C3 plant la dita da C3 plants they show saturation of photosynthesis rate maximum khadi show chi gorla na above 450 microliters of uh, per liter microliters of carbon dioxide per liter of the air right you see a C3 plant la 450 above me win by na 450 microliters per liter above me win by na photosynthesis speed kyokshe cha to go mar di indu zambala C4 plant dikha chi do carbon dioxide nyu yo wi mene ko kharche do photosynthesis speed maximum la draw do whereas C3 plant photosynthesis ki speed maximum cha wala zo go do carbon dioxide manyu 450 above go do di indu zambala C3 plant la carbon dioxide manga go do even with high light intensity so nga zo gi kisi di knowledge di apply che wi by na C3 plant the C4 plant ni gi khejo gi para la khewa jo marwe di nga zo knowledge yo ro di apply che wi bana nga zo khol apply che gor la na tomatoes and bell pepper tomato ta shimla mirch ti ge tab de zambala nga zo greenhouse na tab gor shego ga ji khang ba na lo gor ta they are grown in greenhouse and what the farmers they do right what they do is they provide more concentration of carbon dioxide mangate or right so tomatoes and bell peppers which are C3 plants they are allowed to grow in carbon dioxide enriched greenhouses greenhouses na lo carbon dioxide ki concentration tis mang ro tang 0.5 spudo ya tang ro tang ni ani kisi khozu grow che chu bin ba na chore they grow very fast hachin na C3 plant ro C3 plant photosynthesis tokshe che wala kharu gore carbon dioxide mangbu go do C4 plant la carbon dioxide nyu ne ke kewa shiro so man ko photosynthesis maximum speed la che du so that is about carbon dioxide concentration affecting the rate of photosynthesis of different plants now next kare temperature what temperature the temperature la di photosynthesis rate la khandes effect chigre la win ba na enzyme la khewa so ni enzyme activity la khewa so ni remember when we studied about enzyme we said enzymes they are made up of proteins and then proteins they are sensitive to temperature and enzymes they have got optimum temperature at which it can function the best right so dinde indu zambala photosynthesis na enzyme ki role mangsho khwala ligirla na dark reactions na li so in dark reactions enzymatic actions are involved right so dark reactions are more temperature sensitive compared to light reactions so dark reaction like hewa mang su temperature fluctuation gi hachin na dark reaction na la enzyme activity manga yo sonza so jung so diche again yeah C3 the C4 plant ni para la khewa yorta right C4 plants they have got higher temperature optimum compared to C3 plants imba magain den zo tsawa sasa da ro sa ja kamsa la ya ke gir la imba so C4 plants they have got higher temperature optimum cha khaju cha yune digamski C4 plants la ya ga yor C3 plant la tis cha thawa imba na ya khaji rate of photosynthesis ti ma nyamrur so C4 plants they have got higher temperature optimum compared to C3 plants. Now this thing is dependent on plants adaptation to its habitat. For example, plants of tropical region at which we find C4 plants. C4 plants like the tropical regions where it is very high temperature and dry conditions, right? So plant C4 plants they are adapted to grow in those dry conditions and high temperature conditions. So they have got C4 pathway. And therefore they have got higher temperature optimum than of temperate climates. Temperate climate like C3 plants re. Such a thasa like plant mangche khare la C4 plants chad so this is the effect of temperature on the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, and finally we have water. So water gi khandes photosynthesis la effects la indirectly da. Water indirectly affects the rate of photosynthesis. The khandes it is the water stress which causes stomata to close. Stomata la na ha kura leaf kan lo yo igun chinju den zura ngazo khala ire stomata la yo. So water stress when there is less amount of water present available for the plant, right? When less water is available for the plant faces water stress. This is sishin la chumang ra me we mena plan khar sishin la khar chungo re water stress chungo ro. So water stress ki khar chigre it will cause the stomata of the plant to close. Stomata igun dige khajab rur. Igun khajab we mena khachigre. Nam khar sa lunguna yo carbon dioxide ya nalu zutu marwa. When the stomata is closed, carbon dioxide cannot enter. When the carbon dioxide cannot enter, you will know what happens. The photosynthesis rate will drop. Photosynthesis ki speed dima chadura. Tiki chikwa swesa. Then water stress also causes wilting of the leaves. Wilting lana khachigre. Loma dige khachigdo nyepto ro chadudo kumdudo. And wilting of the leaves, it reduces the surface area. Surface area nyungdu. The surface area yago exposure dedo. Kumdudo zama khachigdo surface area chungdudo. Surface area chungdudo ba imbana nime yo takta po mare nime yo takta ma po ba imbana ya khachigre photosynthesis ki speed dima drop chigir. So water jo marwe. Water as a factor affecting rate of photosynthesis affect the indirect chador. Actually, it is the water stress which causes the changes in the rate of photosynthesis. For example, closing of stomata, which will result in low carbon dioxide concentration within the plant, that affects the rate of photosynthesis. Again, the water stress, right? Water stress causes the wilting of the leaves, and the wilting of leaves reduces the surface area, and reduction in surface area means less sunlight. Less sunlight means again less photosynthesis, reduction in photosynthesis. So with this, we have come to the end of the chapter. So anzugi factor shigan tishe gyarda. Okay, so dije. And next, tang azu khargan jangre labin bana chapter 14, respiration in plants kana tanda. Okay, so please kiranzu lokte kanda gangza ma loya che photosynthesis chapter gangza ma loya che kizu topa yobi bana kiranzu tiwa tangsho. Wa ani kiranzu chapter gi end la te shawe ki exercise dige kiranzu che gu gor da sangma nyima ne laswa. You have to finish the exercise portion and then we will start chapter number 14, respiration in plants. Okay.